hidden in a dusty, and when it rains heavy, a flooded industrial area on the Sunshine Coast alongside Queensland's major north-south highway that runs all the way from Brisbane to Cairns. Incredibly patiently sits Mistress, a 40-foot Van der Stadt sailing yacht that I have built all on my own. From a set of plans, to building her hull and decks, to fitting her out, as well as the myriad of other things required. With persistence and patience, learning along the way, and just not giving up. Well, welcome back to Building SY Mistress, everybody. And yep, it's true. True story, people. She's floating. How good is that? What a grueling and brutal 3 months it has been. Man alive. I've actually been in kind of damage control, recovering, and that's why there's been such a break. It really was a grinding, brutal effort to get to this stage where Mistress is floating. Obviously, I'm just ecstatic that she's in the water, but it was not without a lot of problems, which you'll hear about going ahead. So I've had a bit of a think about what episodes. So look, we will get to all of those stories soon coming ahead, but I have had a bit of a think about what to make the next episode. Episode 185 left off doing some lining work in the V-berth as well as some electrical work, and I've decided that what I'll do is, now that Mistress is launched, which is great news, I thought I'd actually get up to speed with all the painting work that was involved in getting her in the water. So this next episode is going to be all about getting the decks re-epoxy undercoated, and then the striped top coat painting with polyurethane. So with that, I kind of thought it would be nice to get people up to speed sooner rather than later, now that she is in the water. The launch day itself was a lot of things. It was hectic for me. It was actually very emotional as well, which you'll see ahead. But basically, the whole day in retrospect was just fantastic. I had such a great group of people there. Thank you to everybody that came down, witnessed and was a part of the celebrations. The food was fantastic, the beverages were fantastic, the company, the conversations, it really was excellent. And by the way, I was really enjoying all of that lining work with the electrical fit out up in the V-berth. I wanted to keep going, but the month of September just loomed way quicker than I wanted, and I needed to make a start on the paintwork. That was a massive job, of course, always much bigger than you think. So I had to stop not only the lining work, but I made a good start making a door for the V-berth and for the head. Beautiful rosewood doors, wait till you see those ahead. That all had to stop to get onto the paintwork. So without continuing on that story, let's get back into the episodes where I get the painting done to get us all up to speed where Mistress is launched. Enjoy the episode. If you do enjoy it, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button and leave a comment, because as I always say, I enjoy reading what you've got to say. Well, good morning everybody. Things change every day here in the boatyard, and today is going to be a huge sanding day. Yesterday, and we've had so much rain here, but I was able to get some reconfiguration with the tarps, which I need to be able to get access up to those bows area. So I'll show you what that looks like, but fingers crossed that I can get a huge day of sanding. Old HT Holden ute there. She's had a good vacuum and a full scrub with the broom and hose, scrubbing away, getting rid of all of the dirt. She does look good again, which is nice to see. That new tarp arrangement, I can get under there, full headroom, and get sanding. Well, all of the prep work done. Man, that's actually, what is it? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 5 days of solid work. It was 2.5 days solid of sanding, just down on my knees, sanding everything. Another whole day scouring all the welds. That's a long process. Of course, you can't actually use sandpaper where the welds are. You just remove all the paint system that you've already put on. So heavy scouring is used for all the welds. and then a good clean up, a detergent wipe down of everything, and then all of the masking up work, which I had some help yesterday with. Thanks very much, Samuel, for your great help. And so hopefully today it's just a matter of wiping down with a wax and grease remover and then set up all the paint gear and get this undercoat on. I'm going to be so glad to see this undercoat go on so that it's behind me and I'm done with it. And by the way, this stage of the painting is definitely the most laborious, requiring the most time. Getting this stage behind me really does bode well for getting all of the rest of the painting done to the timeline that I'm working to. Well, job done. Man, that was a grueling 5+ days. And have a look at this, because it's the likes of Mistress that even I haven't seen before. Well, it's a few days since I sprayed this undercoat on. On the day that I did put it on, I was so keen to just get up here, walk around and have a look, and obviously I couldn't do that. Just the look of it and walking around, it really does feel like it's taken Mistress to another level. She looks so much better. And interestingly, the weather now, like the last couple of days, it's like we're going backwards in the seasons. We had such a blustery and cool day yesterday. Today looks like it's going to be the same. It's not forecast for exactly this, but it was really quite warm and I was getting sweaty doing all that sanding work in preparation for the spraying this undercoat on. And as I say, here we are in jumpers and hot cups of tea trying to keep warm. And because of that wind, it's just put dust and bits and pieces all over the deck. I will do a bit of a walk around with the camera and show you how things look, but yeah, there is a bit of grub around the place that I'll need to clean up before I can get on with the next stage, which is the stripe painting. So what that will involve, I've taken a whole lot of pictures with the stripe painting that I put on before because I was very happy with that. I will be adding just 2 small lines on the side decks here because those windows of non-skid were going to be pretty big. So apart from that, I was very happy with the layout that I did originally. So I'll copy that, and what that'll involve is just with a tape measure, a marker, go around, put some small dotted lines where that's going to be, sand them down. Just a light sand is all that's required in order for the polyurethane top coat to key into this epoxy undercoat. And then obviously there's the cleaning process. a little bit of masking up, particularly in the cockpit where I won't be spraying all of that in one go, and then I can mix up some polyurethane and get that on. And just to mention, I actually used an airless sprayer to put this undercoat down. The Jotun or Jotun epoxy paint system that I used up until this stage, the data and application sheets from Jotun actually had said previously that you could use conventional spray, which is what I did for all of the paint system, as I say, before putting this particular undercoat on. But they've now, for whatever reason, said that an airless sprayer is the recommended sprayer to use and not conventional spray. So I had to go out and get myself an airless sprayer. I was actually very nervous about all of that. Never used an airless sprayer before, and the use of it was not the problem. I can pretty much learn most things, I would suggest, but it was the cleanup. I was just nervous about being able to get it really clean, and I did a really good job on that, and it looks like new. Hardly looks like it's been used. Airless sprayers, my goodness, do they spit the paint out. And for that matter, there's just a few little spots, a bit hard to see, where I got a bit of what's called frying or blistering. That's not a problem either though, because just a light sand to get rid of it, and pretty much all of it, fortunately, is within the windows where there's going to be non-skid. So I don't really need to put a lot of work into that. In fact, a nice rough surface, which is what they have left, will actually help with the bonding with that non-skid. So anyway, in the meantime, that sun's just come out now, so just starting to warm up a little bit here this morning. I'm keen to get my marker and tape measure out, get this stripe painting all set up, get sanding, and then hopefully tomorrow get that top coat on. And just to say that it's all looking a bit dull because we got full overcast here, and so it's not making her look as good as she did when that sun was out, but you'll see that soon ahead. This was so much work to get this done, and it really was another game changer. The first major part now done for the full repaint job for Mistress. To be continued.